It is Minneapolis. We're watching it.
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation. Keep watching. Bye.
Dante's Boxing Nation over here with the knockout artist, Jessie Vargas. What's going on, man?
What's up, y'all? It's always a pleasure being on Dante's Boxing Nation. Thank you for tuning in, everybody.
I appreciate it, fam. Now, you just surprised everybody, man. You knocked out an undefeated prospect who was a big deal.
Coming into the fight, I knew that I had a lot of people that doubted me coming out with the victory. I knew that he was the heavy favorite in the sports book and in every way. I mean, it seems like a lot of people thought he was going to win, and they were big on him, which I understand because he was a talented fighter. He does have a big background, being a U.S. representative and going to the Olympics in 2008. He's a good fighter. I knew what he was capable of. I've known him since I was 14. I've known of him. I would see him fight, and
at the tournaments you would go to?
At the tournaments, and he was a big deal. Everybody would chant, "Oh, Lee," all the time. It was actually like, this kid, who is this kid? He's not that good. I mean, he's good, he's elusive, but he doesn't like to fight, you know what I mean? So I always knew he didn't like to fight in the inside, and I know a little bit about him, but I understood why they were big on him. The kid has talent, had speed, had ring smarts, so I knew I had to up my game. I knew I had to show the best Jessie Vargas that night, and thankfully I had my team behind me, and my team was able to elevate my game. Dewey Cooper, David Hayes, my boys, man, they're my team and my boys, and I'm glad that we were able to make such a good chemistry, in camp, and bring out the best in me. And I was really looking forward to the future, only giving the fans a better performance and keeping them excited, keeping them, excited to tune in to a Jessie Vargas fight.
You did that definitely in your last fight. Was it anything that he did that surprised you?
I knew he was fast. I didn't know he was as fast as he was, though, to be honest. But right out the bat, as soon as he caught me with a punch or two, I said, all right, I just calculated his speed down to perfection. I said, all right, once I had that down, I said, nothing else is coming through. You know what I mean? And yeah, nothing else did. We had a very good, tight defense, very good movement, and he wasn't able to do anything. We had the offense to perfection, defense to. We elevated to perfection because during the fight he did tag me one or two times, and we just corrected it and made sure that didn't happen anymore. I mean, every time I came back to my corner, I came back to my boy Dewey, and he said, hey, you need to watch out for this. I want you to do this. And he knew what I was capable of. We knew the game plan. So when we spoke about it in the corner, as soon as he said anything about the next game plan he wanted me to change it into, we did it. We were very familiar with what we were doing.
And you talked about Danny Garcia, Bob Arum. He said he wants to make that fight.
Yeah.
How realistic is that, the possibility?
That's right, man. It's a fight that the fans want to see. Now, a few weeks later after the fight, I've noticed that the fans are big on that fight. Yeah. So if that's the case, let's make it happen. He has the WBC title, so it's definitely a fight that I'm interested in. And more than anything, because the fans are interested into it. If they want to see us fight, let's make it happen. But, I mean, I have a promoter, I have a manager, so I have to sit down and talk with them and see how big the possibilities or how easy it is to make that fight, due to the fact that there is two different promoters involved. So I got to sit down with them and talk and see.
Have you guys got any response, though? Because you mentioned it, Bob mentioned it. Have you guys got any response?
Bob started it.
Yeah,
Bob started it, so we know that Bob wants it. He must want it if you're mentioning it. He did it the day of the fight.
Yeah.
And right after I came out with the victory and I became the two-time world champion with the WBO welterweight title, he had mentioned it, so that means he's open to it. Danny had called me out, so he wants to make it happen. No,
Danny called you out? I didn't know that.
He said in the interview that he wants to fight, and if he wants it, well, hey, I'm all for it. Yeah. The only reason I wasn't speaking too much of it was because I knew that, it was two different promoters, but if it is a possibility, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and Bob must really want it because he told me a while ago he would not work with Al Heyman. Yeah. Now he done changed his tune. That's how bad he wants to make this fight, so hopefully it gets done, huh?
That's right, man. Hopefully, but stay tuned. If it doesn't happen now, it will happen very soon. So we hope. So and if Bob spoke about it, I'm sure it will happen very soon. So definitely tune in to the next one, whether it's going to be him or anyone else. It's definitely going to be a good fight, and it might be just leading up to that fight at some point.
Who else is on the radar right now? Has Bob dropped any other names?
Not yet. I mean, he has this big fight coming up this Saturday, April 9th. Manny Pacquiao, Ramirez. my boy Oscar Valdez. You know, big card lining up, and so they're very busy with that. Right after that finishes, then we'll sit down and talk with my manager Cameron and Bob and Todd and the rest of the team and see what route they want to take. I'm trying to fight anybody. You know, I know that Cotto they said was an option. Marquez is an option. Who else? Danny Garcia. Who else we got? So the winner of Pacquiao Bradley. So I mean, the good thing is that we have options. There's a lot of fights that could be made. A lot of good fights that I know that the fans would want to see. So stay tuned, and we're gonna give you a good one.
And just one last thing, I'll let you go, Jesse. Adrian Broner knocking or stopping
Adrian Broner, another possible opponent. I mean, if the two promoters can work together. So it's, you know,
yeah, that's another possibility. And what did you think about him calling out Floyd Mayweather, man?
Crazy, man. I don't know why he did that. You know, I mean, it was a little disrespectful towards Floyd. You know, and don't understand why he did it. You know, I understand that he was a little bothered by things Floyd had said, but he was just speaking his mind, just like he does.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's no comparison. I mean, look at Broner, what he says about other fighters and other people. You know, it's just simply he was speaking his mind, and that's what it is. That he was, you know, picking out some of his mistakes and facts.
Yeah.
You know, so it was nonsense. You know, and he had no reason to call out Floyd, but if he does want to, if he is looking for a fight, you know, Jessie Vargas is here, and just let me know. I'm down to fight anybody.
There it is, man. Thanks for your time, man. Anything else you want to say to the fans?
Thank you for all your support. Follow us on Dante's Boxing Nation. Follow me on Instagram, Jessie Vargas _, Twitter, Jessie _Vargas JV, and of course Facebook if you haven't. Thank you.
This is Bob.